the host of Blockbusters, Bob Holness.
Thank you very much indeed, and you join us at a very tense moment in the game. What, another one, I hear you cry? Yes, indeed, another one. Well, after all, we'd gone into a set of 3 games, you might recall. Our champion, Tim, had done extremely well up until then. He has £390, a television game for himself. He's got 3 personal computers for the school and a microwave oven, and he was feeling fairly confident. He flashed through the first of the 3 games, and then our competitors, the contestants whom we met only just recently, Nick and Heather, started to fight back. And in the second game, it was neck and neck, as you can see when we look at the board. The white, of course, is Tim. He's going up and down. They're going across the board. And it was all very tense because we were asking Nick for the next letter, and we had to leave you. So let's pick up where we left off. Nick, shall we come to you now without any further ado and continue? Which letter do you want on the board?
O, please.
You want O?
Yep.
Here we go. You want to make that connection on the left-hand side. What O is the word used to describe a championship in a sport where both amateurs and professionals compete? And Tim got there first.
Open.
Open is the right answer. Yes. Right, where do you want to go, Tim?
B, please.
Careful consideration on this, and it's very important too, this one. What B had a hit with video... Yes, Tim?
Boomtown Rats.
Not Boomtown Rats. It's a good try, I must admit. No, Nick and Heather get the whole question, and they might even get this, I think. What B had a hit with Video Killed the Radio Star? Can you remember? I wonder how many can. Buggles? Remember Buggles? Yes. No, it wasn't that one. So we go for another B. All important. What B is the husband of Evelyn Rothwell, conductor of the Halle Orchestra, and called by Vaughan Williams Glorious John? Yes, Nick?
Sir John Barbarolli?
Right. Barbarolli is correct. Yes. Now, Nick, your chance. The next letter.
J.
J it is. Again, careful consideration. What J are a kind of riding breeches that... Yes, Tim?
Jodhpurs.
Jodhpurs is correct. Well interrupted. And it's your choice for the next letter.
F, please.
F it is. F. Here we go. To make that connection at the bottom. Hands by the buttons, you two. What F is preceded by pelvic? Yes, Tim? Time ran out. Whole question to the other two. It's a good chance, this. What F is preceded by pelvic, pectoral, caudal, and dorsal, and is found on fish? Yes, Nick?
Fin.
Fin is the obvious answer, yes? Sometimes pays to interrupt, it sometimes doesn't. Now it's your call. Nick, where do you want to go? Complicated.
D, please.
G?
D.
D. Right, here we go. What D is Torville's ice dancing? Yes, Tim?
Christopher Dean.
Dean is right. Christine, yes, that's that one. Peppering the board, and it's your call, Nick. Tim?
M, please.
M. Right, here we go. What M was the surname of Bob, who died in 1981? Yes, Tim?
Marley.
Marley is right. Yes, absolutely. I was going to add sang with the Wailers. That gives you that flashing white light, which means you have 1 unit to make the connection, or it could be blocked. Which one are you going to do?
P, please.
P it is. P it is. Now, here we go. What P is a game which uses the terms backhander, hook... Yes, Tim?
Polo.
It's polo, and that's Blockbusters. Well, another sad moment. Nick and Heather looked as though they were going to do it in that second round. They really got underway, and regretfully, we have to say goodbye to you. Not, again, empty-handed, £20 each, which is not bad. A leather-bound Blockbuster dictionary, which is even better, plus the Blockbuster sweatshirts, of course, which you both take with you, along with our thanks for joining us. Bye-bye. Well, I don't think there's anybody anywhere who doesn't know that that means we're into another gold run. And it's not just any old gold run, this. If you watch Tim's performance through this, the gold run hotspot is where he tends to get hot feet, rather, and he has collapsed on the last 2, but the big one is still the big one. It's still number 5. If he does, in fact, win this one, then we say goodbye to him with an amazing prize. How are you feeling now, Tim? I have to ask you this because you've showed your emotions so much in the past.
I'm a bit nervous. I'm a bit afraid I'll get 4 and then I'll black out on the...
Oh, good heavens, I shouldn't think there's any chance of that at all, no. You had a good night's sleep, and that's all that matters. OK, Tim, well, now, just to recap, for those of you who don't already know about the Gold Run, there must be one or two, I suppose, somewhere. It's the 5th Gold Run, this. It is the major prize in Blockbusters. It's the prize that every one of the contestants hope they'll get a chance to go for, and the board looks like this. Those are the initial letters of the multiple-word answers. All he has to do, that's all, is to make that gold connection. He only has to answer 5 questions, or perhaps a few more, like this. But the big thing is, of course, that he has to do that connection, the gold connection, across the board in 60 seconds. So, dead quiet in the studio here, and I'm sure they're at home, as Tim, will you please take the hotspot? "60 seconds to make that gold connection, left to right. If you don't make it, you get £10 for each correct answer, and our farewell. If you do make it, well, it's the major prize, but you have to do it in 60 seconds, timed from the moment you tell me which initial letters on the left you want to start with.
YW.
The way to address a mayor.
Your Worship.
Correct.
BP.
You wouldn't use to touch something you hate.
Barge pole.
Barge pole, right.
FB.
Thrown by a practical joker rather than a terrorist.
Pass. AWB.
What you give something you don't want to touch.
A wide berth.
Correct.
COG.
Very ordinary, such as you might find wild or cultivated.
Communal garden.
Right.
TBT.
Pile of reading matter looked after by Stephen Moore.
The book tower.
Correct. That's Tim, you absolutely got through in the end. You had trouble earlier on with the gold runs, but you made it this time. Here is that amazing prize.
Well, as we know, one of Tim's interests is travel, so this prize should be an unforgettable experience. We'll send him on a 14-day escorted tour of China. He'll fly from London to Hong Kong and then travel to Shanghai and Peking to discover for himself the beauty and the mystery of China's Eastern culture. Having a Chinese meal in Peking is an experience itself, and the only thing today that Tim has to take away are the tickets.
Well, Tim, absolute congratulations. Did you have any idea at all that that would be the major prize?
No, I didn't.
Well, the other prizes, of course, the other majors have been trips to New York, there has been Concorde, there has been QE2, but a 14-day trip to China, I think you might like, don't you?
Oh, yeah, great. Fantastic.
The archaeology side of it's interests you. Yeah. I think he's a bit exhausted after all that. He doesn't only take that with him, he takes £415, a TV game, 3 personal computers, that's for the school, he takes a microwave oven, and now a 14-day tour of China. Our thanks to Tim very much for being a superb champion. Tim, Blockbusters wishes you well. Thank you very much again. Well, what an amazing prize. We are left in a rather rare position on Blockbusters now, in that we're going to start a new game with 3 new contestants. We'll be meeting them in just a moment.